everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents both the SmackDown and AEW Collision Ring Report. Yes, we're going to do a joint ring reports with the Blue Brand and Collision. I can't believe I'm doing a SmackDown and a Collision Ring Report. Man, what's going on for real? But coming up, we're going to talk about highlights for the Go Home show, for AEW Collision, for Full Gear, and what you can expect from Full Gear coming up. Also, too, on SmackDown, Survivor Series under 1 week away, and a lot's going on for Survivor Series. The women, Bianca Belair, Charlotte, and Shotzi, trying to figure out who they need for their War Game match, and you won't believe who they pick. We'll get to it at the SmackDown Ring Report, plus the AEW Collision Ring Report. All these ring reports start right now. SmackDown Ring Report along with the AEW Collision Ring Report. I'm your host as always, Kid Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Ring Reports. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling. Got a double dose of Ring Reports tonight. SmackDown and Collision. Collision normally be on Saturdays, but now it's on Friday for just one night. We'll get to it in a minute, but the SmackDown Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is key. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, we're gonna get things started right now here on the these two ring reports and what ring reports we have for you coming up. We're gonna kick things off with Bayley and Damage Control. We know last week that Bayley listed the services of Damage Control. I think Bayley didn't know what the hell she was getting herself into when she didn't know what to expect with Damage Control being more stronger as a unit, and they're heading to Survivor Series coming up shortly. Bayley and Damage Control issued a challenge to Charlotte, Bianca, and Shotzi after they had pummeled them up and said, hey, we want y'all in War Games. And I mean, that was kind of out of the blue. I thought really the whoever the general manager was should have said something like that. I think Nick Aldis should have speaked up about that and had his moment to say War Games. But Damage Control wants a War Games match. I mean, it was obvious. So Bianca Belair and crew have to find who they need to find for War Games. This War Games match is that War Games. We know that War Games is that with Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Everyone is jockeying for position for this main event, this match. Bianca Belair, I say she's kind of jockeying for position for this moment. But I'm kind of on the back burner with what's going on with Bayley. I think Bayley kind of don't know how to deal with this. We saw Io Sky align with Asuka, Kairi Sane, and everyone else. So Io kind of, I don't know. Bayley kind of like getting her, she getting over her head or something. You ask me what's going on. Trying to when you figure out what's next. I think what's next is Haley. People are always thinking that Haley's going to be the one
And people are obviously thinking that Bailey is going to get turned on after Bailey's going to get turned on. But Bianca and crew have to find someone within the moment. I think too, you have to wonder at Survivor Series, um, how these Survivor Series matches going to go. Bailey even issuing Oscar to join Damage Control. I think Oscar did join Damage Control. Oscar, now a new member of Damage Control. And she put her sights set on destroying Bailey's team Survivor Series one way or another. I think I don't know who's sticking up for them. Bailey issue gave Oscar a T-shirt. Oscar accept. Now Oscar now official member of Damage Control. So it'll be Damage Control again at Survivor Series. Remember Oscar last year? She was at the opposite end with Becky Lynch and Bianca. This time Oscar siding with Damage Control. So it made that matters worse. Charlotte Flair has to find a tag team partner. Um, Bianca and Shotzi, they had general manager Nick Aldis kind of gave them an ultimatum and told them, "Hey, you got to the end of the show to find who you need to find to with this women's war games match." I think that's what they're gonna do. They didn't have a choice. They was kind of scrambling, but hey, you know how that went. The Street Profits was in tag team action. They won against the Brawling Brutes and Pretty Deadly. The Street Profits earned themselves a undisputed tag team title match next week. They're going against Judgment Day. So the Street Profits earned themselves a match. So we'll see how the Street Profits do. But a lot of people with the Street Profits, could the Street Profits become tag team champions once again? That's the question that everyone wants to know. The Street Profits won their match tonight. You still got to wonder what B-Fab has to do with the group. B-Fab and Bobby Lashley. What is under the horizon with B-Fab and Bobby Lashley? B-Fab kind of reminds me of Latoya Luckett. No, Latoya Luckett kind of, you know, stuff. But we just have to wait and see on how that's going to go down for B-Fab and company. Will Shanti Adonis make his way into the group? Only time will tell. Dragon Lee was in action. Dragon Lee, the new SmackDown sensation, was in action against Aximon in a match built up with high flyers. These two high flyers went against tonight to sell the differences, but it was just for friendly competition. I think competition equals everything. So Aximon, Dragon Lee won. So Dragon Lee continues his momentum as he keeps it going. So good for Dragon Lee for his momentum tonight. Speaking of that tonight, this was Dragon Lee. This was some highlights of the match right here. Dragon Lee gets the win over Aximon. He continues on his momentum. Dragon Lee, I guess Dragon Lee wants to be SmackDown next sensation. I was kind of wondering, was they going to bring back the Cruiserweight Championship? WWE, you never know with WWE, Cruiserweight title and stuff. Speaking of a former Cruiserweight champion, Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar going through a deeper route from last week as Santos really turned heel. Santos being himself again. Santos showing that rage, that dominance that he did last week, that disappointment, and he was rage. We know Santos said he looked upon Rey Mysterio, said never meet your idols. Santos Escobar, you really regret that one day, I hope. One day. But Santos back being him heelish self. Now we know Rey Mysterio, he is in he had to get surgery in Birmingham. Ray getting surgery. I guess Ray needs to kind of wind it down a little bit. But speaking of Ray, that's how Ray Mysterio does it. You know, wind it down, but how that be and how that go stuff. So we'll just have to wait and see about that. But Ray kind of but we raise out. But Santos saying some disparaging things to about Rey Mysterio, saying he hopes his leg gets infected and gets amputated. Wow, you want the man's leg get cut off? Rey Mysterio after what he done for you, and you kind of treat him like that. I get Santos' frustration, his anger, not becoming the United States champion, but you trying to take it out on Ray and what you did and stuff. But we'll see how far that goes. But Santos mad, angry, even to the point that Santos tried to Zelina Vega tried to take some sense into him, and Santos still wasn't trying to listen. Then Santos started blaming that Carlito was the one that broke up the group. He was trying to help the group, and I think Santos felt like Carlito was the bad apple in the group. But who knows? Now we know at Survivor Series, Santos will go one on one against Carlito, and we'll see that at Survivor Series. Let them battle it out and beat the hell out of each other at Survivor Series. Let's see stuff. Well, we know that Selena Vega was was in talks with Bianca, Charlotte, and Bianca. And Selena Vega paid for getting attacked by Damage Control and being left out. Selena Vega still going through her emotions and her frustrations with the LWO. She's um seeing that her group, Ray, Santos, and Carlito all are pitting against each other and stuff. After what Santos did, Santos kind of don't care how that went down. Well, the next segment of it was we saw like at Crown Jewel, John Cena being defeated by Sora Sokoa with those 15 spikes. Sora Sokoa with those 15 deadly spikes. Sora Sokoa making sure that he wanted to leave an edible mark, and he kind of did leave an edible mark with those spikes and stuff. Even Paul Heyman made a comment. Heyman said that John Cena won't be coming around now, all because of this Hollywood strikes. They wouldn't want to make mention of it, but the actors and stuff, negotiating got their deal back, so the actors going back to work. So Cena won't be around. We don't know when Cena might come back. So I think John Cena knew his time was winding down, and I think John Cena knows, and Paul Heyman kind of made affirmation of that point of what was going to go down, and Heyman also said to the point that he believes that Solo his time is now. And I think that would lead to the question of that. I think what also led to Heyman saying what that and saying what he said and being that spokesman and stuff on how everything was. LA Knight came out there and LA Knight embarrassed everyone again. LA Knight eventually took it upon himself to say the same old stuff over and over again. And Solo and everybody else was tired of it. LA Knight went against Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso was there to provide to shut up LA Knight. LA Knight still getting some of that crowd buzz, but he's still losing momentum, if you ask me, on his appeal. LA Knight kind of, trying to find his mojo after mojo has been taken for granted. I'll say that. Well, LA Knight uh, went against Jimmy. LA Knight defeated Jimmy. And then at the end, we saw the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, trying to help save LA Knight and company. He did Cody saving LA Knight again. So Many people thought AJ Styles was going to come out there and help LA Knight. That wasn't the case. LA Knight, probably Cody got his own problems. He can't be in two goddamn matches like that. I'm just sorry, but he got war games to worry about. That could have been perfect for AJ Styles, but who knows? Um, but LA Knight getting some help from Cody. Don't know what this is gonna lead to. I guess Cody wants to be part of the get himself back into fruition and stuff. Know how that's gonna go. That's what probably was tonight when we saw Cody out there with Nick Aldis tonight. Cody, what was going on? Cody right there, you see right there on the far right with Nick Aldis. Cody kind of helping out LA Knight, Cody, getting him into some business, but helping out LA Knight at the end tonight. Speaking of that, we know that Charlotte, Chauncey, and Bianca had deliberation. They had to figure out who they was going to help them, who was going to be that fourth member of War Game. Well, they kind of did have their match, not match, but they kind of brawled it out amongst the girls. The girls didn't know what was going to go down and what was going to happen. But we found out that it was none other than the man, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch will be part of War Games and Survivor Series. Becky Lynch will join Charlotte and Bianca. Bianca wearing her old school tie from almost damn near 3 years ago. So we're gonna know that at War Games it will happen. So we got the team of Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, and Chauncey going against Team Damage Control and Survivor Series. So looking forward to seeing that Survivor Series. For Team each team, they will go at it at Survivor Series. Looking forward to seeing that. We'll tell you next week. So I believe no SmackDown Ring Report. We're gonna have to predict the outcome this Saturday for Survivor Series. So look out for that next Saturday morning. But a lot of people are interested about this. Yeah, this could be it right here. Like Becky and Florida. Remember 2 years ago? Could it be deja vu all over again? There could be a possibility of that debacle or what happened. And only time will tell. We'll see at Survivor Series. Can Becky and Charlotte coexist for one night? Put their differences aside. Maybe could they tell the story next week on these two women and how they want to put their differences aside. Only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see on that. All right. Yep. That ends the SmackDown Ring Report. We're going to continue on right now to Charlotte's husband. Charlotte's husband, a brother, he's in AEW. He has a new manager. I call him manageress. Atlanta. You know Atlanta? kind of put her nose in business. Atlanta said that Andrade would become a client. Just trying to figure that out and wrap my head around that. Because we know Miro Russo is watching. So, on time will tell on that what this might lead to. So, we might see, I might know. The collision this week clicked off with Christian. Christian kicked out Collision, and Christian talking about he's going to break Edge's neck. Hmm. So we just have to wait and see how that's going to go. But however that's going to be. Also, too, Christian went against Trent Burrell. Christian won his match over Trent Burrell tonight. There's really a lot going on. But we're hearing reports that Riley then too in a tag team situation as well. So there's a lot going on tonight. So, you know, you see right here, FPR getting beat up by tag team champion. Start. It was a brawl. In the House of Black got involved. Really wasn't like nothing that stood out to me on Collision. It was just like a mere takeaway show to me. Even to the point that it goes in the women's match. Like, a lot going on. More, I think SmackDown got more in my interest for her. But we're hearing reports that a familiar face in women's wrestling, she no longer. I know Charlotte, and Charlotte might know who she is. Charlotte dealt with Ron. Well, it could be the person that Tony Khan is talking about. Could be saying they did at AEW. You know that Ronda has been making her rounds lately in the independent scene. Um, but Ronda Rousey be AEW bound. I'm trying to tell. Maybe Darcy Hatwood would be glad. Like AEW getting a lot of folks now. Yeah, wait and see. How they're gonna be. So who I think won I say SmackDown. SmackDown is the better show, but man, AEW. There's no comparison to SmackDown. Now SmackDown went on tonight. I give it to SmackDown and stuff. So you got Becky Lynch on the team and stuff. How that's gonna go down. Speaking of that, speaking of Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch appeared this week on Celebrity Jeopardy. And they said she didn't answer, she didn't get none of the answers right, but she won the contest, which that's crazy. But hey, Becky Lynch had to do what she had to do. Well, Becky Lynch, the winner outside of the ring, win Jeopardy. No, hey, like we said, we told you earlier, right here, as Russell Rhodes was saying, they heard numerous sources that this evening that Rowdy Ronda Rousey is backstage at tonight's AEW Collision Dynamite tapings. You see where this leads, and then we told you that this could lead to her coming to AEW. I'd be shocked if she come. All right now, you bringing everybody in just to help that women's division boost it up. Also, too, reports that Kenny King, asked for his release from Impact, and his release got granted. So Kenny King no longer with Impact Wrestling. So what that's gonna leave Kenny King? Will he go to AEW or WWE? If he got that in mind, I don't know. But we just have to wait and see about it. So hey, we'll see. Also, too, another story right here. Will Ospreay. We've been hearing reports that it could be Will Ospreay, but his contract ain't due in New Japan till January, so there's no telling that he could be signing, trying to get stuff going in contract negotiations with some stuff. So who knows what's going on with Will Ospreay? But Will Ospreay could be is a free agent, could be a free agent coming up earlier in the year. We'll see. Also, too, WWE and Big 12 announced a partnership. That the Big 12 title will be kind of like our WWE championship. So Big 12 and WWE announced a partnership. We'll see how this partnership lasts and what's this going to entail and what the details are going forward. Now, speaking of that, before we leave out, we tell you this: this is could be a precursor to WrestleMania 40, brother versus brother, Jimmy versus Jay, 1-on-1. But we know that Jimmy versus Jay, they're on two different shows. The former tag team champions that had a bond and were now once were the best tag team in WWE. Now on different shows, crossed paths and moved on. We know that Jay had his first autograph signing. A lot of people came out and turned out for Jay. But you know for a fact that Jimmy could be a little bit envy and jealous of the fact that all that's coming to his attention. Um, I say this: a lot of people in this era, in this modern era, even with people outside too, you don't need to be jealous, no envious of another person. You need to be happy and elated. You getting the same opportunities they getting. It can go either way, but never be jealous because when you jealous, it breaks your spirit. It don't break that person's spirit. I think people don't get that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't, people just some people just need help. I guess that. So, uh, however they're gonna go. All right, we're gonna end that right now with the SmackDown and AEW Collision Ring reports. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for probably predict the outcome for AEW. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. Thank you for watching. We'll see you for the full gear. Predict the outcome. See you then.